Hey ladies and gents, it's Sizdwiz coming to you with a review of Plasmar, Heroic Master of Plasma Blast Power, the PowerCon exclusive, last year's PowerCon exclusive. And here's Miguel.
Hello.
Miguel has been, looks like he's been crying. He claims it's allergies, but I think it has something to do with the fact that 500 subways are closing down, just announced today. And
wait, that wasn't announced today. That was announced many days ago.
I saw it today, so as far as I'm concerned, it was announced today.
I saw it multiple months ago.
You've been sniffling and crying because, you know, basically all you ever do is tell me, ask me, beg me, cry about wanting to go to Subway.
It's my final wish. My dying wish.
I don't know where you got your culinary tastes, but you need to, you know, move that up a notch. No, Subway's pretty good. I'm not going to complain about Subway. So, anyway, folks, Plasmar is special and near and dear to my heart. Why? Because we have had hundreds and hundreds of Masters of the Universe classics and Masters of the Universe original and Masters of the Universe 2000 and X characters, and we have never, ever before had a Latino, which is a shame. No Latino representation. No.
Yeah, right there.
Well, just now, not just now, but last PowerCon, I was really super excited because Val Staples, the guy who runs PowerCon, announced that Plasmar was a Latino superhero, super person, and the first such Latino in the Masters of the Universe Classics line, Masters of the Universe, and Masters of the Universe 2000X. So I called Eric Trenway just to, since he's sculpted so many of these figures, and asked him if there was another Latino ever in the line. He said no, he didn't think so. He couldn't tell me exactly how many figures, but it's been hundreds. So finally we have a Latino. I don't know who's been running Eternia, whether he's been deporting people or what the deal is, but Plasmar, which I'm going to refer to as Plasmar, because Plasmar means to mold and to shape in Spanish, and that's has something to do, I think, with his plasma power. So he comes with this bow that I believe shoots plasma. But without further ado, let me read the bio. He came in a 3-pack. I'm not particularly interested in the other figures. I did keep Lord Grasp, but this is what it says about Plasmar. Plasmar, Heroic Master of Plasma Blast Power. In the Battle of Zarkoran
trademark. The Warrior Plasmar trademark.
The Warrior Plasmar trademark. Saw his friends and family slain by the Snake Man, registered trademark. Allied with the Evil Horde, registered trademark. Vengeful, he salvaged a magic crystal that the Zarkanon scientists had grown from a shard of the mystic gem of Tamaj, trademark. Absorbing its powers, Plasmar gained the ability to control plasma blast energy and generate weapons from thin air. So that makes no sense. He then hunted the Snake Man exclusively, battling many of their deadliest warriors and even wearing their hides as trophy until his old friend Clampchamp, registered trademark, later recruited him to help defend the land of Eternia's trademark. Because Plasmar could create and master an arsenal of weapons based on those he'd seen in battle, like the Horde's crossbows and cyber guns of Rio Blast. He gained the nickname Hot Shot. Even while serving the banner of King He-Man,
registered trademark,
Plasmar fought the evil Camocon,
trademark,
who had survived the spell of separation thanks to the sorcery of Skeletor.
Trademark.
The two warriors hunted each other for years in the depths of Subternia.
Trademark.
Eventually rejoined the conflict on the surface of Eternia.
Registered trademark.
Jeez. Okay, we get it. Anyway, very happy to have Plasmar. This is some excellent artwork by Axel Jimenez. If you look at my page, my community or channel page, it's got a variation of that art. And Terror,
banner.
Terror, this loudmouth jerk here, is recolored in an appropriate manner, and they're fighting over what I believe is the remains of a ill-conceived wall. Lord Grasp, it's a cool guy here.
Nice.
Yeah. He's gonna make a cameo con. He was part of the 2-pack. I got Terror, but I didn't like Terror because I just didn't like him. I didn't like his purple color, and I discriminated against him, and I sold him to a guy who was there at PowerCon who wanted one to display with his long neck and one to display with his short neck. So there's a lot of people with you know
what? He was probably going to buy a whole other set of figures.
Exactly.
Just to get a long neck and a
so
short
he
neck.
was super happy for me. He followed me around like a little puppy. I got it out and he was like, oh, thank you, thank you. So I made his life complete. But the thing is, Plasmar is here and I am declaring him Mexican. You asked about the psychic type weapons or whatever.
He creates plasma, like gas with disassociated electrons. And it just makes weapons.
I'm guessing it's just like
he's an airbender.
Yeah, it's sort of, but more like the Green Lantern ring, where he can create constructs, out of thin air.
It specifically says out of plasma.
So he can make them out of plasma.
So he just heats up the air.
Anyway, this is a clear, translucent red bow like they use in the Horde, and these are translucent guns. Okay, now this is the one thing about the figure that doesn't work that great. These fall out a lot. They're real blast type guns. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be down here or up here. Bottom line is, if you want these to stay in, you're probably going to have to end up gluing them in or doing something to make sure that they fit more snugly. But anyway, I'm going to say Plasmar is Mexican, okay? And here's my argument. The colors, green, red, and white, are associated with Mexico. He-Man agrees. That's why he's holding the Mexican flag for us. And also the snakeskin pants. I mean, who's badass enough to wear snakeskin pants? Mexicans do that kind of stuff.
No, because there's a snake on the flag.
Yeah, there's a snake on the flag, so and Mexicans wear boots made out of snake skin. So
he is a bird eating a snake. An
Eternian Mexican would probably take it one step further and make entire pants out of his foes' hides, which is pretty darn cool. He's got this translucent red thing there, which I guess has something to do with his plasma powers. He's got this cool cape, which I'm guessing is like a leather cape. Look, he's got a very, very cool head, too. This is the Fisto head, sculpted by Jordi DeGeorge. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he works with the Four Horsemen. He's a great guy and a great sculptor, and he sculpted the Fisto head. And he got recycled. This is accurate to some of the concept art that they base these characters on. And in that character art, the character art recycled a lot of elements from other figures, including Fisto's head. So that's why we have a very dark brown Fisto, which I'm going to say is Mexican, but actually from the skin tone, if I was just looking at him, I'd guess he was Indian from India. There are Mexicans with every color of skin, but I would guess that this particular skin tone is more closely associated with people from India. But hey, I don't care. I mean, we finally got a Latino representative, and so I'm happy about that. I want more. I have basically
No, they're gonna have to go through another hundreds of figures before they release.
No, it. Just he doesn't have to be Mexican. He could be Puerto Rican. He could be Dominican. He could be Cuban. Just give us some more Latino representation since we're here. And I think an excellent idea would be to incorporate it in the new Filmation cartoon that Super 7 came out where he has Jaguar Warrior, Bat Warrior, and some Aztec-y elements to the pyramid that Heltor, I think, the bad guy that we never see in that cartoon. I think it would be cool to make him kind of an Aztec-inspired character, assuming that they go ahead and show us the identity in a second video, or that they decide that they're going to make a special figure. You know, I would like him to be Latino, if at all possible. Some people were speculating because the bandages that came out, the enchanted bandages, reminded them of Mumra. So I'm just saying, maybe we could get a Mexra instead of a Munra.
No. They're not going to do that.
Anyway,
they're gonna have to go
Plasmar is here. I'm really, really happy about this. It took me a long time to review them, but, you know, like I said, these figures aren't perfect. Super 7's still working out some of the kinks for these exclusives.
So that's why they're using the Latino one as a guinea pig?
Well, you know, a lot of these had different problems with the plastic and the swappability of the heads and stuff like that. But all in all, I think Super 7's doing its best. It's trying to iron out the kinks.
Tried.
And I'm very happy that we finally have a Latino. So, you know, it's not as lonely as in Eternia. I have a sombrero for him in my collection, but I'm looking for that perfect sombrero. He's going to wear that. He's going to wave the Mexican flag proudly. And finally we have a representative. He's not
waving the flag. He-Man is.
Yeah, well, He-Man's holding it because it wasn't part of the accessories, and I don't want to fool people. So anyway, I think I mentioned briefly in the last review that the person who originally sculpted He-Man as a three-dimensional toy was Tony Guerra. That was wrong. It was Tony Guerrero who passed away. So the original sculptor of He-Man was Tony Guerrero, and we've had a number of Mexican Americans, at least two that I know of, that worked at Mattel and worked on Masters of the Universe for a long time. So I'm wondering, hey man, you know, it's about time we had some Mexican American and some Latino representation. If you don't want to be Mexican and you don't want to be Mexican American, that's fine.
He's Indian all of a sudden.
You can make him whatever you want, or claim that Mexico doesn't exist in Eternia. But as far as myself, he's going to be Mexican. So, is the Wiz. Signing out. Thanks, Super 7. Thanks, Val Staples. And thanks, Eric Treadaway. And thanks, Sherry, for putting together the color scheme and getting us finally, a Latino in Masters of the Universe Classics. Tug of War. Tug of War needs to be next. A Mesoamerican warrior. Look him up. All right. Is the Wiz signing off.